Greetings. This video demonstrates how to perform the packet tracer activity as assigned in the CSIS-101 course. In order to do so, you'll want to open up your browser and you'll want to go to apps.msjc.edu. Once you're there, in the domain username, you'll type msjc / your Blackboard username. In the password field, you will type your Blackboard password. Then you'll click Sign In. Please be patient with this. Sometimes after the first time you log on, it'll take a while to authenticate you. Once you've signed in, it'll be like this. A note, if you're using an Internet Explorer 10, you must hit the F12 key and then choose browser mode IE9, and this will allow you to see all of the icons. Just a side note, you must be using Internet Explorer for this to work, and also you must be running this from a Windows operating system. Down below you'll see this icon called Remote Desktop. Go ahead and select that. Just click on it once, do not double click on it. When you get a box that says Remote Desktop Connection, click Connect. You'll get a Windows security box. In that box, type msjc / your Blackboard username. Then you type in your Blackboard password. It will then build your remote desktop connection and present it to you. Be patient with this process. Sometimes it can take up to 3 or 4 minutes to load the remote desktop connection. Once the desktop is completely loaded, you now are looking at the remote desktop that'll look very similar to the way a computer would look at the college. You can now run applications. The first application I want you to run is Internet Explorer. The reason why is we are going to connect to Blackboard with this version of Internet Explorer to download the packet tracer activity. So go to my.msjc.edu. And then you're going to authenticate with your Blackboard username account. After this is authenticated and you've logged on, you can go ahead and go to your particular CSIS-101 section. I'll go ahead and click on one of them. Go to your assignments section. Find Unit 3, Network and Operating Systems. And you're going to go down to the Unit 3 Project on Networking. It is here that you're going to download the CSIS-101 Networking Project. Just click on it, and it'll ask you if you want to save it. Go ahead and choose the Save button and choose Save As. I like to save this in the My Documents folder right here. Before you do so, create a folder, and I'll call this CSIS, well, I'll call it Packet Tracer. Going to double click on that folder, and I'm going to save that file in that folder. I've now saved the Packet Tracer file. Go ahead and minimize the Internet Explorer browser. We'll be using it again here shortly. Now that you've done so, you can go ahead and go to your My Documents directory. Click on the Start button and choose the Documents folder. You now see the CSIS-101 Networking Project in that folder. You can now open up that project, and it will open up using Cisco Packet Tracer. You can't do this easily from home, from your home machine, because you don't have Cisco Networking Packet Tracer loaded on your home machine. But it is loaded on the remote desktop. Alright, go ahead and maximize the packet tracer, and there are now 2 windows open. There are the instructions, and there is the activity. These are the instructions, and this is the activity. What you see here is a basic network. You have a PC connected to a switch connected to a router, That router is connected to another switch, and that switch is connected to a server. Our goal, as you can see in the project, is to move PC to the switch and make appropriate networking changes. We're now going to talk about what some of those changes are. So go ahead and get your instructions open, and what I like to do is make the instructions a little bit bigger so I can read it. Okay, so we see a scenario where we have PCA, and the first thing it wants to do is it wants to make sure that we can ping correctly. Okay, so we're going to open up PCA right here. Here's PCA. So just click on PCA once, and it'll open up a screen that looks like this. Oops. There we go. Click on the Desktop tab, and you can open up what is called a command prompt. And here, the instructions want you to type ipconfig. This gives you the IP address information of PCA. Notice that it tells us that our IP address is 192.168.1.2, our subnet mask is 255.255.255.0, and our default gateway is 192.168.1.1. And now we want to run the ping command to see if we can ping our router. So I'm going to type ping 192.168.1.1. And I get 4 replies from my routing device, which indicates that my PC is working and I am able to ping the router. It now wants us to ping the server. So I'm going to click back over here and I'm going to ping the server. Ping 10.0.0.10, and we'll see if I can ping the server. The first ping times out. The reason for that is it had to do some things in order to find the server. It did so, and now it's able to successfully ping the server. It now wants to know if we can ping the fully qualified domain name of the server. So we're going to see if we can ping the DNS name of the server by typing ping. The server name is server.msjc.edu. And it resolves the name to the IP address correctly. So we now know that DNS is working. Okay, so that shows you that this PCA is working properly. It can ping its router, it can ping a remote server by its IP address, and it can also ping a remote server by its domain name. We're now ready to solve a particular scenario. In this case, we want to move PCA from finance to marketing. And we must do the following steps. We must delete the network connection from PCA, move the PCA to the marketing department, physically cable PCA to switch 3 using a straight through cable, and we want to connect to the port fast Ethernet 0/2 on the switch. We're then going to change PCA's IP address to 192.168.2.2, and we're going to change the gateway to 2.1. When we're all done, we're going to run all these same tests, the ipconfig command and the 3 ping commands, to make sure that we are working properly. Let's go ahead and do that. In order to do so, I'm going to close the command prompt and then close PCA. We now are ready to remove the network connection from PCA to switch 2. To do so, I'm going to click my mouse anywhere in a blank white area, and I'm going to click on the delete button over to the right. I can then now hover the X over the network cable and click it, and that will remove the network connection. I can now go back over here and click on the select tool, and now I can grab PCA and move PCA down to marketing. Now that PCA is in marketing, I'm ready to connect PCA to switch 3. In order to do so, I'm going to click this little lightning bolt called connections down here. And I'm going to choose the copper straight through cable, which looks like a solid black line. I'm going to click on it once, move my mouse up here, click on PCA just once, select fast Ethernet 0, move my mouse over and click just once on switch 3, and then I'm going to choose fast Ethernet 02. I've now connected PCA to switch 3. I'm now ready to configure PCA with the appropriate IP address information. So I'm just going to really quickly go back to my instructions and verify that it wants me to do 192.168.2.2. So I'm going to click on PCA. I'm going to go to the desktop tab and choose the IP configuration option. That will open up my IP configuration. I want to change my IP address to 192.168.2.2, and I want to change my default gateway to 192.168.2.1. I'm now going to close the IP configuration, right? And so now I'm ready to test to make sure that I am able to perform all the same commands. I'm going to open up the command prompt and I'm going to type ipconfig. I've done so. My IP address is now set correctly and my default gateway is now set correctly. I'm going to make sure that I can ping the default gateway 192.168.2.1, and I'm able to get 4 responses. I'm now going to see if I can ping the server by its IP address. And if you remember, the server is 10.0.0.10, so I'm going to ping 10.0.0.10, and it replies 4 times. I'm now going to ping by the domain name server.msjc.edu, and I also get 4 replies. I now know with confidence that my PCA is now working properly. It can ping its gateway, it can ping the remote server by its IP, and it can ping the domain name. I'm going to go ahead and close this command prompt and close PCA. Now I'm going to verify that I've done all this correctly by opening up the instructions. Notice down in the bottom right, it now says completion 100%. I'm going to click check results here, and it'll open up a new window saying congratulations on completing this activity. I'll click on assessment items and I can see a check mark next to all the things that the assignment asked me to complete. Since I have green check marks on everything, that means I'm successful. I'm going to choose close. Now, I'm ready to save my packet tracer. So I'm going to go here and click the save button. That saves all the changes I've made to this packet tracer. I'm now ready to close the packet tracer. So go ahead and go to File and choose Exit. If it asks you to save, you can go ahead and say yes. I've now got a completed packet tracer with 100% complete. Once you're at this state, you can reopen the Internet Explorer browser, and you're going to scroll down in the Unit 3 assignment section to the section that says Unit 3 Application Project. Click on that link, and you can now browse my computer for the packet tracer file. So choose Browse My Computer, go to your My Documents directory, find that packet tracer folder we created, select the packet tracer file, and choose Open. This will load the packet tracer file into your assignment. When you're all done, you can click Submit, and this will properly submit the assignment for points in the Unit 4 project. There we go. I've now submitted the project file for grading. That's it. That's how you accomplish the Unit 3 application project using Packet Tracer. Hopefully this was good for you. When you're done, you can simply close Internet Explorer, close any windows you haven't opened, and click on the Start button and choose Log Off. This will log you off of the apps.msjc.edu remote desktop. That concludes the video for today. Thank you for watching. Hopefully this tells you exactly how to complete the Unit 3 project. Thank you.